All right, welcome back. Okay, so let's talk about the Rams and the Giants. Rams are playing very well this year. Tommy, let's start with you.
Like I said, if you're a Giants fan right now, you're thinking to yourself, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Because if you take away that pesky second quarter, you're right there in it. You win 11-10. Unfortunately, in the second quarter,
That pesky
the
second
Rams
quarter.
scored 28 points,
That's an
and
entire
that
game
that's
right there.
yeah, that really seemed to like wrap it up at that point where it was like, well, it's time to be hitting the old dusty road. That's my take on it. What do you see? What do you see, Sam?
Okay, I would say this. I don't care. you know,
I do not care.
let me be honest. Let me be honest about the situation. You know what? This was a divisional rival losing to the Rams. I'm just glad that the Giants lost. I don't care. Let them cry. I mean, here, let me give you the Kleenex for it because I really don't care that the Giants lost. Let them lose some more. I mean, I want teams to beat all the division rivals of the Cowboys badly. So you know what? And the Cowboys win.
What,
So that
do,
it just
do, do you
motivates.
feel do you feel that's the only way the Cowboys can win the division is if everybody
No,
else
not at
beats the,
all.
the other
I
teams?
just
Is that
don't
what you're
like.
saying?
I just don't like any of our
I
division
just want
rivals
this
winning the
Cowboys team
game.
ranked number one.
I mean, honestly, I have a bunch of Giant fans, friends that are fans of the Giants, and I just have to laugh at them at the second quarter. I was just like, oh, this game is over. You guys are pitiful. Look at this, 28 points. I mean, no. I mean, this is more looking like a high school football team right now. The way they scored 28 points. You guys,
Hmm.
I mean, Stafford didn't even go in the fourth quarter. Didn't even go in the play the fourth quarter. He was just done with it. He was doing what the backups do, being like, yeah, do this play, and they still scored 7 points in the
Yeah,
fourth quarter.
he wasn't even doing that. He wasn't even. He's over there. He had the headset on and everything. And this is you can. Hey, if you watch the video, you can clearly read his lips. He's like, okay, we need 4 cheeseburgers, 6 Big Macs. We need 400 chicken McNuggets. Make sure there's plenty of sweet, sour, and barbecue sauce in there. What? Okay, yeah. We're gonna need quite a few milkshakes. Just do like 20 milkshakes. Do half chocolate, half vanilla.
Don't
You
forget
know
the
this.
McFlurries.
What? No. I need 4 double cheeseburgers, but not the ones with bacon. Just regular double cheeseburgers, and make sure there's no mustard on it. Okay, do not put mustard on it. Just don't do it. All right. No,
Jenny,
I got it. This was McDonald's. I'll do Burger King next. I'll do Burger King next. That's what fourth quarter was.
I was looking at this Denny Dimes. People call him Denny Dimes. They shouldn't even call him Denny Dimes anymore. And maybe it should be Denny Nichols because this dude had three interceptions, 242 yards. I'm just like, dude, I mean, did you really want to play? I mean, I know their coach Judge, was thinking about taking him out and putting in the backup after the second the
No,
start of the
but
third quarter.
but you don't.
It was
You don't.
horrible.
You. So hey, hey, let them play through the rough spot. Because at that point, here's the thing. Here's the thing. At that point, you ain't gonna win this game. So so that's one of those like when he's like,
Work
I'm
some
gonna come
stuff
off.
out, you
You
know?
tell him no. Get your butt back in there and take this whooping like a man. Get back out there and deal with it. Don't be coming over here crying. We ain't got time for that. You go out there and get this out your system now. But
Yeah.
hey, like talking about like running home to mom talking about I got beat up. It's like, oh, you about to get beat up twice.
You know what? And let's if I have to give Giants an excuse,
You don't have to.
well, I'm just saying Saquon Barkley was not in the game and
It
he's
was not
hurt.
going to. It was not going to account for an additional 28 points. It just wasn't going to.
I didn't say it was going to account. I just said they didn't have all their men. They didn't have all their players there. So I mean, there's nothing that he could have been able to work with.
Wait. Was he like a defensive back or an outside linebacker or something? Because I think their issues seem to be more this. Yeah, 28 points in the second quarter. Seems to be problematic. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, maybe because Daniel Nichols had to throw it more, throw 51 times. Throw 51 times. I mean, he couldn't hand it off to Saquon to try to be able to create some offense. So everything else was on his shoulder. And he just proves that, time and time again, Daniel Jones tend to play, he's on and off. He'll play good games and then he'll play bad games. And he is a turnover. He's a quarterback
Waiting
that
to
turns the
happen.
ball over. I mean, it's kind of like Eli towards the end of his career when he started throwing a lot of interceptions. It was the leading quarterback for the. Maybe that's rubbing off. Maybe that's a giant quarterback thing. I don't know. I really don't care. Continue throwing the interceptions. I mean, I just want to continue laughing at my New York Giants fans. Friends. Pitiful.
All right. Well, let's pivot over to
Not a good outing. Not a good outing.
let's talk about the Chiefs versus Washington football team. Sam, you want to kick that one off?
Oh yes. Again, I don't care. You know what? I really don't care. You know what? This team, the Washington, they don't even have a name. Okay, so they're the Washington nameless team.
It's below the belt, man. Below the belt.
I'm glad that Patrick Mahomes was able to get his confidence back after the Chiefs been losing games, and so they were able to get their confidence back. You seen Tyreek Hill scoring touchdowns, and you see Mahomes throwing the ball over what do he have, 397 yards. He did have 2 interceptions, but he had 397 yards, 2 touchdowns. They were able to run the ball with Williams, and Mahomes even ran, and McKinnon. Hartman only had 6 yards, but they were able to run the ball on Washington's defense. And, it goes to Washington having their backup quarterback as a starter. Heineke? Is it Heineke? Yeah, Heineke? Yeah, Heineke as their quarterback. So, you knew Washington was going to lose this game because Mahomes was wanting to win to get them out that stink of a loss after they got beat down by Buffalo. So this was a good game for the Chiefs.
Imagine if you were in a spot like where the Seahawks are, where right now we're not talking about 3-3 Chiefs, we're talking about 2-4 Chiefs. Imagine having to deal with that. Because the Chargers didn't do so well this weekend. Not a bad football team. So it's looking at having the Chargers in front of you, having to deal with the Raiders. Both of those teams are just kind of like, yeah, there's no guarantees you're going to win that game. So being that they're able to get in there and pull this off, I think that's a very significant little piece of work they got done.
I mean, not to mention that, but Mahomes doesn't have a history of losing, so how that is impacting his game right now is probably pretty important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at it as that Mahomes has had a rough spot. Ever since the Baltimore game and the Baltimore game which Baltimore won, and it's the Chargers. The Chargers is not a bad team. Baltimore is not a bad team. Let's see. Who else have they played? I think Chargers and Baltimore are not a bad team, and Buffalo is not a bad team. So those 3 losses are quality losses. So if they would have got beaten by the Washington football team, then it's time for you to worry.
Yeah. You might really want to. You might want to do a reevaluation and kind of do one of those personal assessment things, where you just sit down and take inventory of
life choices.
what's real. what's real right now, because yeah. But no, you're right. And the truth being, hey, if you have to take a loss, then you take it to, as you said, significant teams. Chargers significant, Ravens significant, Bills significant. And if you have to take a loss to significant teams, take it as early in the season as humanly possible. Get it out of the way, because huge benefit for this. The Chiefs have looked at it and said, this is why we lost these games. This is where we need to do better. Knowing that, where we're at, and knowing that going into week 7 is a whole lot better than not learning that until you go into week 15. So it's like they've got a golden opportunity to get in there, fix these mistakes, come out a stronger team that they were when they went into them, and not have this problem again. And because this is the hard part. Ask Tom Brady. You're perfect all year, and you don't really find out where your big weakness comes from. And then, oops, you find out where your big weakness comes from. It just happened to be in the Super Bowl, and don't really get a chance to correct that one. It's just, oops, that didn't work out the way we wanted it to. So, it's it's one of those where it's a rough spot. They're back on track. I think the Chiefs are going to be okay. I don't think 3 losses. I don't think being down 3, having 3 losses in the AFC West is really going to be enough to rule you out and going into week 7. So they still, they still in very much so in very positive terms, can determine their own fate. So they're in a good spot. They'll learn from it. They got the tools. They got the technology. They can rebuild themselves. They can make themselves better.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of our show for today. Any closing comments, words of wisdom?
I'm glad that the Washington football team lost. I'm glad that the Eagles lost, and I'm glad that the despicable Giants lost. Cowboy Nation.
Mm-hmm. Wait. Who wins tonight?
I would have to give it to. I'm actually going to pick the Titans.
The
I'm
Titans.
actually going to pick the Titans.
It's weird since they're not playing. No, I'm just kidding.
No, they are playing in Tennessee. I'm going to go with the Bills. I'll be the counterpoint. You go with the Titans, I'll go with the Bills. How does that sound?
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Only reason I'm picking the Titans because I think they're the underdog in this game, but I definitely expect more likely the Buffalo is going to win. But to just pick the underdog, I'll pick the Titans.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget, Chargers lost.
Yeah, Chargers lost to the Ravens. Badly. I mean, I don't think we should talk about that game. I have one of my best friends. He's,
Still hurt.
He had the.
It's too soon for him. Too soon.
Yeah, too soon.
Too soon.
He was drinking the whiskey. What is it? What's the Tennessee whiskey called? Jack Daniels. He was drinking Jack Daniels because he's in Tennessee and he's watching the Charger game. So at least he had Jack Daniels by him because he was like, I don't even know what happened. I can't even tell you.
Hey, I'll tell you what happened. Superman showed up and you found out that, oops. We don't have any kryptonite.
Maybe next week.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Again, thanks everyone for watching. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, and we will catch you next time.